You just got paid. Rent's due, your card balance is creeping up, and somehow there's still nothing left for the things you actually want. By the time the next paycheck rolls around, you're back to zero. And you don't even know exactly where the money went. Sound familiar? Here's the truth. You probably don't have an income problem. You have a system problem. And today, I'm going to give you the simplest budgeting system that actually works. Even if you've never made a budget in your life, and even if the word budget makes you want to close this tab. It's called the 50-30-20 rule. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to build your entire budget in under 10 minutes. No apps, no fancy spreadsheets, no finance degree required. The 50-30-20 rule was popularized by Senator Elizabeth Warren in her book, All Your Worth. And it's stuck around because it's dead simple. You take your after-tax income, that's your paycheck after taxes are already taken out, and split it into 3 buckets. 50% goes to needs, the things you can't skip. 30% goes to wants, the things that make life fun. 20% goes to savings and debt payoff, the stuff that builds your future. That's it. No spreadsheets with 40 categories. No tracking every single latte. Just 3 buckets. Why does this work when so many other budgeting methods fail? Because it's simple enough to actually stick with. Most people quit budgeting within the first few weeks, not because they lack discipline, but because their system was too complicated to maintain. The 50-30-20 rule removes that friction. You're not tracking 50 categories in an app every single day. You're just checking in on 3 buckets whenever you get paid. Needs, 50%. This is anything you'd still have to pay, even if you lost your job tomorrow and had to survive on the bare minimum. Think: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, minimum debt payments, insurance, transportation to work. A gym membership isn't a need. Netflix isn't a need. Be honest with yourself here, bro. This category is where most people accidentally cheat. Wants, 30%. This is your quality of life spending. It's not bad spending. It's built into the system on purpose, because budgets that don't allow any fun always fail within a month. This includes eating out, streaming services, hobbies, shopping, travel, upgrading from generic groceries to name brand ones. The mistake most people make with this bucket is guilt. They spend on a want, then feel bad about it, then either overspend more to cope or swear off spending entirely, until the cycle repeats. The 50-30-20 rule fixes that by giving your wants a permanent seat at the table. As long as you're inside that 30%, there's nothing to feel guilty about. That's the whole point of budgeting for enjoyment instead of budgeting for restriction. Savings and debt, 20%. This bucket is what actually changes your financial life. It includes building an emergency fund, extra payments on debt beyond the minimum, retirement contributions like a 401k or Roth IRA, any other investing. If you're currently putting 0% toward this bucket, that's usually the sign your budget needs a reset, not your income. Let's say you take home $4,000 a month after taxes. Here's what the split looks like. Needs, 50%, $2,000. Rent, utilities, groceries, insurance, minimum debt payments. Wants, 30%, $1,200. Dining out, subscriptions, hobbies, shopping. Savings and debt, 20%, $800. Emergency fund, retirement, extra debt payments. Now here's the part most people miss. If your needs are eating up 65% of your income instead of 50%, the 50-30-20 rule isn't broken. It's telling you something. Maybe rent is too high for your income right now. Maybe it's time to negotiate a bill, or maybe your wants category needs to shrink temporarily, so needs and savings can breathe. The rule isn't a punishment. It's a diagnostic tool. Before we get to the action plan, let's talk about where people usually mess this up. Mistake 1. Using gross income instead of after-tax income. Your 50-30-20 split should always be based on what actually lands in your bank account, not your salary before taxes. Using gross income makes every bucket look bigger than it really is, and you'll overspend without realizing it. Mistake 2. Treating debt minimums as the only debt category. Minimum payments go under needs, but anything extra you throw at debt belongs in your 20% savings and debt bucket. If you're aggressively paying off a credit card or student loan, that effort should be counted here, not squeezed out of your wants. Mistake 3. Never revisiting the numbers. Your budget isn't a one-time setup. It's a living thing. Rent goes up, income changes, life happens. Revisit your 50-30-20 breakdown every few months so it actually reflects your current reality, not the one from 6 months ago. Here's your action plan right now. Find your after-tax monthly income. Check your last pay stub or bank deposit. List every expense from the last 30 days and sort each one into needs, wants, or savings and debt. Add up each category and compare it to the 50-30-20 targets. Adjust one category at a time. Don't try to fix everything in week 1. Pick the biggest gap and start there. Automate your savings bucket the day you get paid, so it happens before you have a chance to spend it. That last step is the one that actually makes this system stick. If saving is something you do, if there's money left over, there will never be money left over. The 50-30-20 rule won't make you rich overnight, but it gives you something most people never have, a clear picture of where your money is actually going. And once you can see it, you can control it. That's really what budgeting comes down to. Not restriction, just visibility. You can't fix what you can't see, and now you can see exactly where every dollar is headed. If this helped, subscribe for more beginner-friendly money breakdowns, and drop a comment telling me what your needs percentage looked like when you added it up. You might be surprised.